Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Blaqsport Podcast. I am your host, like always, Insonet Uche, and I'm still on the wheel to take you through what is happening this time around in the streets of Old Trafford. And I have here a guest, the first time in the studio, but not the first time on Blaqsport Podcast. Is no one else but ID. Edie, welcome to Blaqsport.
Thank you so much, Insonet. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here,
It's quite interesting because the last time he was in the studio, not really in the studio, he actually called him, was doing the AFCON 2023. And this time around, we are here on a different thing. And this is about Manchester United, especially with the way things are going, with the way Manchester United is losing back to back. Oh, it's quite early for me to actually dive into that. But it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to know what is really happening. Why is Manchester United no longer tick? Why is Manchester United no longer doing what they should do? Why are the fans of Manchester United giving up on things in life? So let me understand one good thing is this. People think that it has to do with the coach. Some people think it has to do with the players. Some people think that the structure of the club is not aligning with the vision of where we should be. But there's been a whole lot of reshuffle, a whole lot of changes, and up till now, it's still not working. So this makes the question, what is really happening in Manchester United? So before we dive into this, know what they thought about ID on this thing. So ID, that's the word, okay? I like using the word ID. All right. So ID, let me understand. Do you think that Erik ten Hag should give him more time? Let me start from there.
Personally, I feel Ten Hag did his best.
Okay.
And it was actually time for him to take a bow. He had quite a fantastic spell at Old Trafford. He won 2 trophies. He got engaged in the Champions League, which did not really turn out the way it should have. But I really feel it was time for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag to part ways.
Okay. Now we have a new boss in town, Rúben Amorim. Okay. So he has been the golden one we expected it to be, but so far is not the way. Do you think that he's a good fit, the replacement for Manchester United?
Yes, I want to believe yes. Rúben Amorim is quite a fantastic manager.
Okay.
Yeah, he's quite a fantastic, man for the job. He's had a very good run at Sporting.
Okay.
He won the trophy, I think, 2 times. Played fantastic football. Brought the team from where they were to where they are now. He's been in there. He's done it. He's seen it. So I believe Rúben Amorim is quite a fantastic manager, and I will support him 100%. He's the right man for the job.
How about the timing? Do you think the timing is right? At some point, many believe that it could have actually waited for the end of the season, or even Erik ten Hag shouldn't have had that extension in the first place, because that is where the situation is. I myself believe that he doesn't know the players well enough,
right? And
the timing for him to actually know these players is slim,
right?
And he's actually experimenting during the matches, which is what he should have done with pre-season to know who is who. And I see a whole lot of players being played in a position that we've never seen them before.
Definitely.
And it's been catastrophic.
Right.
And he keeps trying, because I know you're trying to get the best out of these players, and you don't want to rely on let's say what the press are saying. You want to get the real situation from your own point of view. But not having the coaching crew also from the previous, from Erik ten Hag, made it a little bit more difficult, because now no one to brief you on, hey, this player, no, he doesn't good about this. So right now he's experiencing everything on the for the first time. I'm not just in preseason, in the mid-season,
competitive games. Yeah.
Oh, so is do you believe that the timing for him to actually make the turning point is there?
Yes, I want to agree with you on that. I feel the timing was a bit too quick, and after Erik ten Hag had the extension into the new season, things were not really going the way the board thought it will, and it was now time for them to part ways. After the FA Cup victory and everything, then there came Van Nistelrooy.
Yes.
The interim basis. He had a good spell. I think he played 4 matches, won 3, drew 1.
Yeah.
That was against Chelsea. Yeah, there was a bit of a spark there. The team were coming up. The players were picking up themselves and trying to get used to the manager again. The interim manager who was the assistant manager at the time of Erik ten Hag. We saw some quick plays, some good football, and then Rúben Amorim came. So with Amorim coming, I feel it was a bit too quick and gearing into the festive fixtures where we play
competitive games,
game in quick successions, 2 days, 3 days. FA Cup was in, Europa League, and I feel it was too quick for him, and with the players having to adapt to a new ideology. No, I feel it was very quick for Rúben, but it's football. It's
you have to adapt.
Yeah,
you have to adapt.
Yeah, so they need to, because that's what they're paid for. That's what they are in there to do. And I feel with the system Rúben is playing, the 3-4-3, 3-4-3, 2-1, kind of. So I think that's just pretty much an information. So with being a professional footballer, you can play anywhere you're being asked to play.
Okay.
And if you look at the positioning, very closely, it's not very different from the 4-2-3-1 that Erik ten Hag was playing.
Okay.
Yeah. So we still have the defenders. It's not that we are saying defenders should come and play in the midfield. You still have yes. But it's just that it's a new information, and if you listen to Rúben's press conferences, he keeps emphasizing on being an athlete first. You need people that can run, people that can go up there and come back. So I feel for the timing, it was a bit too quick, but for the formation, for the system, I feel it's practicalizing in the game.
What do you think the system is made for? Is the system made for the players, or the players are made for the system? Because right now, if you play the same thing over again and it's not working, do you keep playing it to get a result?
Yes, you keep playing. You keep playing to get a result, because if you can remember, just before in Erik ten Hag's last days, he was being criticized for lack of pattern. He's just throwing the 11 and
I remember that.
And the players just move from pillar to post, and at times you watch Manchester United and you think, is this actually a football match? Because the players are not really, there's no cohesion at all. But with Rúben coming in, right.
There's a structure in place. You can see that.
This is how I want to play.
Yes.
Is it that you play my style, or
you get out? Okay.
Get out.
Now, if you look at this situation now, because I know his philosophy is all about having this tactical game, playing as a compact, you move together and you come back together.
Yeah.
And it could be hard, because I can see some players are really forgetting their roles.
Yeah.
Some players are forgetting their roles, because
you're right.
You are forgetting that, man, you should be up there and not always back. And you should know that, guy, you're covering this. You should always come deep when these guys move. You come deep to cover up. It has to do with players' adaptation, and so far, I'll tell you, it looks good on paper, but it's not working. And I know you said, we can keep playing it. How about trying something different? Because one thing I spotted every single time I keep saying this, you can't be throwing players around in different positions at will because you're the boss.
Yeah.
You also need to put in consideration, where can you effectively work well? Where can you effectively perform? Not where do you think that suits you. It doesn't work most times like that.
Right.
A manager should be at least say, okay, you there, I believe that you play this way. I believe you can be more 100% efficient in this role. You can't be playing a player in a position whereby he'll be efficient like 60% just because he suits into your structure and you think he's good. Do you think that as well? Especially, I'm emphasizing on you playing Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side.
Right. So for the positioning of the players, that's what you mean, right? For the positioning, it's not very different, like I said.
Okay.
It's still, doing the basics, right? Manchester United, obviously, we are struggling, but doing the basics, right? If you watch that first game against Ipswich, the players were second guessing. They were like, where am I supposed to be? Where am I not supposed to be? But you are a footballer. You should know what the bases are. The basis is if you're playing like a number 6, you need to intercept balls. You need to recover balls. But you see, our players in those positions, they are either up there or they are down here. They are always, found wanting. So people running through our, midfield. So the players were not really doing the basics. You talk about Bruno. Bruno were just misplacing passes. The passes were not really going through. So it's about going back to the drawing table. I wouldn't change for anything if I was Rúben Amorim.
Okay.
Because what we're doing at Old Trafford, we need a rebuild. We need an identity. Back in the days, we were known for playing wing football.
Yeah.
And yes, that's because of the manager we were playing under, which was the great Sir Alex
Ferguson.
Ferguson. Yeah. So for Rúben wants to play, an attacking football with a position-based game. So we attack as a unit and we defend as a unit. More of getting the team cohesion high. Yeah. So with the changing, you asked if you should change because it's not working. No, you should stick to the plan because if you change and say you start getting the results, right, are you gonna stick to these players?
Now, I think the situation I believe that Rúben is having is the players involved. The players he has at the moment, he's only working with what he have.
Yeah,
and that way, I can't really judge him based on that formation because I believe if he has the right players in place, if you write the right player to put in the right position, he'll be able to maximize his performance. And in this way, he's now forced to work with what we have.
Yeah, with the players on ground. Yeah, because remember he hasn't brought anyone in.
Yes.
Yeah, and he wants to play his pattern with the players on ground. But looking at our players, looking at our midfield, if you take the average age of our midfielders, is almost close to 90 years. And in this 3-4-2-1 formation, the pivot is the midfield.
Yes.
Because if you lose the ball in the midfield,
who is going to track back?
Who is going to track back? Because you have attacking fullbacks, that are bombing,
all of them are all out.
They are all out. And you have a midfield of Casemiro
and Eriksen. I believe they've got you here. I said it before. I posted on my Facebook that never should you play these two people together. I don't know, for some reasons. I thought it's going to be a different information.
Yeah.
If you're going to play based on what he's actually having on ground, those two people should not be on the same squad as starting 11. They shouldn't
even come to the match day.
It's not going to.
They shouldn't come to the match day because how can you have? I respect Casemiro a lot. He's done so much in football.
He's a position.
Yeah, he's gone everywhere. He's won everything. But Eric Ten Hag used to call him the cement in between the stones. I feel the cement is losing his strength. Yeah, right.
I think that in terms of Casemiro, I don't really blame him that much because if you look at it this way, the formation is a problem here because you have a formation that you don't have the players to play for that formation.
Yeah.
Why don't think it's right for you to put a formation for you to play with the players you have on ground? Then later on, you can actually when you get your players, you
but remember what you said that we are experimenting in competitive games.
Yes.
Right. Stop the 3-4-2-1.
Yes.
Play a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, you start again. Because they might have forgotten the system.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
So you do it, you push it till it happens. You push it and you drive it.
Are you pushing this whereby you don't have the right machines? Let me use the word because these players you're using them like machines at this stage.
Right.
Now, Casemiro now, if he's dropping deep, and you know that he could be slow, not because that he's meant to be fast. No, he's not meant to be like a kinetic energy. No.
Right.
Yes, he's playing at his own pace, and because you have these two guys already out, the left wings are already out, and the right wings are already out. You have only just 3 people sitting in. And with that, and with him, the only 1-2 passes is already in between him. He can't do anything about it.
I understand he can't do anything about it, but it brings me back to the basics. What do you do? What do you do as a holding midfielder? When you get the ball, look for somebody close by. If you watch the last game, was that the Newcastle game?
Yeah,
it was floating passes that we're not getting to the destination. Look for the nearest person. Play with your nearest man. You know, we used to play street football. And you hear people say, play with your nearest man. Play with your nearest man. Play with your nearest man. Stop all those probability passes. You know, you want to throw. You know, remember your players are out there and you want to fling that pass. What happens if that pass is intercepted? It runs back to you. If we can go back to the basics, you know, everybody knows what we want to do. And everybody needs to do. You know, look at Liverpool. You know, I'm ashamed as a Manchester United fan to reference Liverpool. Yeah, they are doing. Everybody's doing. You know,
very simple one.
Simple, but keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Me the pass.
Open.
Give it
open. Pass open.
Man on you. You change. Like
I know it is with Casemiro, because I remember there's one match we're playing. We're having a very good game. Casemiro entered. The ball started switching. I think is one of those old style of play.
Yeah, it is, but you can't rely on that game in, game out.
Yeah.
But if you can do the basic thing, recover the ball for us, and then give the pass to the nearest man. Most of the errors that we are conceding, we won't have been doing it, because if you are just close to me, and if you look at the spaces in our midfield, the spaces are too large. I don't know whether they don't sit back to watch the clips. Because you
sit back to watch the clips,
because the spaces are always look. Oh God.
And also the transition sometimes seems to be slow. When you transition from the fence up to the final third, it could be very, very slow, in the sense that, like you said, you're trying to play the simple one, and when you play the simple one, you're choking yourself.
Yes, I know.
That you can choke yourself, and you need someone to actually make those runs for that to happen. And you say a couple of times, every single time, I feel for Rasmus, because that young boy has been running.
There are no supply.
And you know how it is when you play football. When you run, and you're supposed to come back again, and run again, and come back again. So it's tiring. It's tiring when I see so many times that you see, even when Ahmad could have given him the pass, he has been running careless. I know he's not good in positioning, but at least when we're on full attack, he's always there, running into space. Give him the ball correctly. Sometimes I miss Pogba, honestly. Yeah, sometimes it's long time gone, but sometimes I miss Pogba, because these are the things whereby he sees you see running. He knows that if you put his ball this way, before you run, you meet the ball. Nobody's playing those kind of games.
Yeah, that's one angle. But have you tried looking at it from the other side? If we progress the ball from Onana, our goalkeeper, to the defense, we take it to the midfield. From the midfield, we are playing two holding, 10s.
Okay.
I mean, two number 10s, right? We're playing two holding midfielders and two number 10s. So the connectivity from those, holding midfielders to those number 10s, at that final third, it's just creativity.
Which doesn't happen.
Yeah, but we don't complete these chains. Before the ball moves from Onana to the defense, from the defense to the holding midfielders, it's been intercepted. So if we can progress the ball, again, the basics, move from Onana to the defense, from the defense to the holding midfielders, from the holding midfielder to the two number 10s, and when he gets there, just play that ball through. If you watch the game,
we don't do that.
I think we don't do that.
We don't give true passes.
We do it once in like 5 matches. If you watch the game, I think we came from a goal down to win. That was, I think, was it against?
Okay, is it 1-2-1?
Yeah, 1-2-1. Yeah, that Bruno Fernandes was a free kick. Then he played it through to Rasmus.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, yeah. Is it Bournemouth?
No, we lost again.
We won about 2-0.
I can't really remember on the top of my head now, but make those passes, like complete those.
Do we even need a striker at this point? Because from what I can see, Rasmus in a game barely touches the mat, apart from when the keeper actually crosses, pulling the ball out. Apart from when the keeper is playing the ball, and that's when he seems struggling to get the ball. I think if this case, we don't need a number 9, because if you have a number 9 that you're not giving the ball to, there's no essence of actually having him playing. For example, I keep emphasizing on Ahmad being a very wonderful player right now, but he still needs to know that he needs to give the ball to the number 9.
You need to, I get that, but
no, you don't have to ball this, because look at it this way. This is what we have been talking about. Garnacho. Garnacho was also the same way. He picked and he stopped giving the pass to number 9.
Yeah.
He goes in, he takes the ball. He goes, he takes the ball. And now Ahmad, no wonder I keep saying that, glory days in the entire head. Yeah? When you score, just like my boy Rashford will score. You know what it means?
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
You love the scream. You love the echo of the whole stadium all in your name. Guy, it's like an addiction. You want to have that. And by the time you're doing the first game, second game, third game, fourth game, my brother, I know they see you again.
But for Ahmad, Ahmad has been our spark this season.
No. Ahmad just became the spark because we dimmed the light for Garnacho. And for the fact that we are relying on one person, we are actually complaining that Garnacho has picked up in the left wing. Let's have a right wing. We have a right wing now, and we dim this one's light. Now, they will bring me back to why are we benching Rashford and Garnacho? Why are we playing people who are not contributing on the left-hand side? What is the essence? Are we setting these players up to fail? Because you can't tell me why you're playing the first match, second match, and you're still starting a player that let me not talk too much. That wing is dead in a match. That wing is dead.
I get what you mean, but if Ahmad had the number of appearances that Garnacho has
only him can do it. Only him can do it.
Statistics would have been different.
No, only okay. Take for example, last game, Ahmad had a hold of. You see the kind of people who's marking on Ahmad. He has like 2 people going, 2 already waiting. In case this one lose, Ahmad has no place to go and to turn back. And guess what? That other wing is what dead on arrival, because the Bruno you put there is out there in the midfield and leaving that lot who basically doesn't know how to even give a simple cross or a strike.
I don't know.
We keep praising that lot over Wan-Bissaka that he's good with goals. He has an eye for goals. Come on, I've never seen those eyes.
for that lot is playing out of position. He's in terms of fitness, he's been there. But my problem with that lot is, okay, once you've passed that center line,
yes,
what do you do?
He's a new Jackson now. Dribbles and
he doesn't. There was a cross he was supposed to play. I saw the ball on the other side of the corner flag. I'm like, what are you doing? For Ahmad has been our spark. I will say it and say it.
Definitely is.
But for Garnacho, I don't know what happened when the coach came in. He gave him a chance, but at some point, the coach dropped him. That was the man.
After that, that should be the match. After the leak, when they said there was a leak on the lineup, and they were suspending him, Rashford.
Yeah, so I feel that it's more to outside of football attitude to work than what they are doing on the pitch. It's a manager that sees them, sees them, in training, sees them on match days. So I feel it could be, something outside football. So for Garnacho, he's a brilliant player. I feel he should put in the work, come through for us, because if we have Garnacho and Ahmad, we shouldn't be complaining, because we are after rebuilding. We want to rebuild. We want to create a team for the future, because if you check the other ages of the players, they can't take us anywhere. Bruno is already 30. Casemiro is going to be 32. Eriksen is 30 plus. So those are facing out. So this is not our future. Could be Manu, Ahmad, Garnacho. For Rashford, Rashford has been a Manchester boy. He came through the ranks, and kudos to what he's also doing in the community and also what he's putting out there. But
his highest cap also in currently, highest cap,
and it's the highest end as well. So what I don't really understand is his attitude to work, his ethics, his work ethics. Like, you watch games and Rashford loses the ball and he's throwing his hand in the air, just jogging back slowly, as if we came here to we came for a trial or something. I feel Rashford Rashford, like Rúben Amorim
he's not
said,
self-motivated at the moment. I feel he's not self-motivated.
I feel there's something, maybe he wants to leave, because this body language that we're talking about, it didn't start today.
Yes,
it started since the days of Erik ten Hag.
Yes,
even with when he was scoring those goals, the goals were coming, but the body language was not, showing that I want to play. Because how do you interpret that your team is losing and there's no ignition, nothing, everybody's just strolling on the pitch? So I feel there's something going on, and if he really wants to be in Manchester and he wants to win, he needs to
pick up.
Yeah, he really needs to pick up, and he really needs to want it. Because I just for our game tomorrow against Liverpool, Rúben Amorim said that I think he got asked about Rashford, and he said that Rashi really needs to really needs to want it. He really needs to show that he wants to win. He wants to put in the work as well, because his body language to me, it is not depicting that he wants to play for Manchester United anymore. And if he wants to call it a day, then fine.
So if you're going in that direction, we are now in January. Happy New Year to you, everyone, and
Happy New Year.
And there's a transfer window. It's open. The rumors are flying in.
Yeah,
and we have a swap rumor going around between Victor Osimhen and Rashford.
I'll jump on it. I'll jump on it.
Now the problem is, will Rashford? I know Conte is actually willing to have to work with a Rashford, but can Rashford jump on it?
Definitely, because you're 27. That should be the peak of your career, and you need to be winning. You need to be, you need to be laying your bed, because that's the bed you're going to lie on when you're 30, 35. So I feel it's going to be a win-win situation for both Rashford and Manchester United. So I feel he should jump on it, and Manchester United on the other hand, I feel we should jump on Victor, because he's going to give us that aggression that we need. Because I want to say this, defensively, I don't think we have any problems in the midfield.
How many goals have you considered recently?
But the best form of defense is to attack. Is it not?
Of course.
If we are conceding 4 and we are scoring 5, we won't be saying this.
No. Regardless, why are we open? Since Martinez came back from the injury, has been a shadow of himself.
Yeah.
Since Martinez came back from injury, has been a shadow of himself, and this is the worst I've seen Martinez been this showing poor performance in games.
Yes, I want to also say this as well to answer your question there. Martinez can't do it alone.
Okay.
He can't do it alone. He's been progressing the ball. Look at our game against Man City. He was the one that threw that pass that Ahmad scored. So he's been doing it. It's just that, what are the other people doing? The best form of defense is to attack. You see, when we concede a corner, we see our strikers, they just stand around, go in there, put in the work. He has his own side of the blame to share. Yeah. What are the other people doing to complement him? So I want to believe, with the second half of the season kickstarting with our games against Liverpool tomorrow, I want to see the United players put in the shift. I want to see a more aggressive side. I want to see players wanted, because first of all, you're an athlete before you're a footballer. Yeah. You need to run without the ball and what you do with the ball as well. So let's see how it goes. And the clustered fixtures are all over. The festive fixtures are over. So I think we'll be back to playing in the weekends, playing in the week. We can play in the weekends again. So I feel from January it's going to help us more.
So how much time do you think the fans and the boss should give to Rúben?
The whole of the season.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Irrespective of what happens this season.
Oh, okay. So with this current poor performance, do you think Manchester United could face relegation, or we just end in bottom 10?
Manchester United can go for relegation. It's crazy to think that Manchester United would go off the Premier League. It can't be that worse.
Okay.
The result might not be coming, but when the chips are down, that's when you know. But I feel we'll finish in the first half of the table, top 10.
Yeah.
And
top 10.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very bold word.
Yeah, I feel we'll finish top 10 because it's a new year, new things, and the players might have adapted more. They have rested, and going into the second half of the season, I feel things will change.
When you say rested well, when did they rest?
Eh?
When did they rest? This Premier League, this not Serie A.
But I think they played their last game on the 30th, and they are playing again on the 6th. So
what?
They're playing on tomorrow is the 4th. Tomorrow is the 5th.
Yes.
So they might have rested.
They play today. They play today.
No, they're not playing. I think
today's Saturday.
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow. I mean, the whole play. I mean, in general, nobody's resting.
You mean in general? I mean for our players.
They have rested.
They have rested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, look at the big picture. What do you think Rúben should consider as a win? Is it the stability of the team or a cup run? Or going for a cup run? What do you think would you see as a success?
Just stability. Stability at this point, because a man that lives in a glass house does not throw stone. So,
but do you know that if Ten Hag was still around, he wouldn't lose the League Cup.
No, I don't believe you.
He wouldn't lose that League Cup.
I don't believe you.
See, he's one of the guys that was there. Before he left, that man was going for another League Cup win to put in the bag.
But is it League Cups that we have to celebrate?
See, Mourinho told you at least look for one thing, can't go.
But we are still in three. We're still in three competitions. We're even in the title race.
This is so.
We are still in three.
Are you really serious that Manchester United could somehow win this league this season? I need you to be affirmative about this. Do you think miraculously that Manchester United have a shot on the title race?
No.
That's it. So that one is obvious. Like I said earlier, we have two things that we're actually battling for. I said, could you go for a cup run?
Yeah.
Or stability? You got me with the answer that it's just stability.
Just stability. I feel this first year, you should get to get the players to understand what he wants to do to drive the points home, because we want to come in next season and compete. Mm-hmm. With the summer window, I believe the board is going to back him in the market, get the right players in, get rid of the players that you can see that can't suit your system, and then from next season we go straight out, because by then the players might have been used to, okay, this is how the manager wants to play and this is what he wants from me. Everybody would have known his responsibilities on the pitch, and also get the glory days back.
So do you think there's any possibility that Rúben might lose his job?
No.
So you think this is going for a long run?
Yeah.
Even if actually faces relegation?
No matter what comes, but relegation is not possible. I know we are 14th, but we can't.
No, I know it's just a speculation. We're not normally putting out there. And so looking at how things are currently, and do you think sometimes that these players are resistant? They're pushing back.
I feel at times they it's just the case of that the spirit is willing, but the body is weak.
Oh.
So the players want it. You can see it in their eyes. They want to play, but I feel the body is not just carrying them again.
Oh.
Because look at them.
So are we to expect bodies, new players?
Yeah, new players, new energetic players.
This transfer window. Are you
yeah.
Like how many are you expecting this transfer January?
Like the whole squad. like to really set an example about what I said, that they wanted. Look at Messi Mount.
Yeah.
He's a very lovely player. He wants to play, but the body's it's had another setback. So I feel we need players that can stay fit, players that can be athletes first before they are footballers. So they can run, they can challenge, throw bodies in. Look at Ugarte. Ugarte is a perfect example of what I'm trying to describe. Look at that guy. he puts his body in challenges. He recovers the ball. He runs. He comes back.
Yeah.
Look at the game. Which game did we play last? That was new. That was.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
And that was it. That
was it. First 20 minutes.
I never believed that in my life that Maino could stabilize my midfield. I never believed it that young lad could be a key to my midfield. I never believed it.
He's
until I saw it.
He's been a fantastic player. It's just that I felt I don't know what really went wrong in the tactics, but you could see Zexi was suffering. Zexi was, he could barely.
Sex is something I don't want to talk about on this podcast, because I think every single time I talk about Seski, and to me it seems I'm actually taunting him because he's not up there for real.
Yeah, so, I feel it's first season. To me, I will give him the benefit of doubt. First season, trying to. We've seen this before. Yeah, we've seen with Anthony. We've seen this situation play over and over again. But we saw him in Bologna last season.
No, come on. This is United. This is Premier League. These are two different things. See, there's other people that normally talk about that he was so good in his previous team. Come on.
And his previous manager still wants him back at Juventus.
The truth is, if he loses a match in his previous team, it will make headline. He doesn't care. He goes
yeah.
But in Manchester United, you can't even lose a game and you have a good nice slip. It doesn't work that way. These are there much expectations. In as well as for me, I've lowered my expectations because I know the problem I was having so far this season was I have very high expectations, and I keep getting
battered.
So now, like I've lowered it.
Like right now, no expectation. We just put on the TV. Okay, what do we have today? Show us.
If we lose, I'll drink more wine because I'm not even.
Because you just go there and you just like the game against Newcastle. I was very, 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 very sure that we're gonna win. First 20 minutes, I'm like, what did I just watch?
I lost that was against Tottenham Spurs because that was when it should be. I said in the last I went to a friend's that should be Red United TV podcast. I was saying it was meant to going to be a walk in the park. Owen thinking that my boss is going to play the same information that you played in the previous one, that we have a pattern, and all of a sudden I saw the whole different things. And when I saw the squad, I said it's no longer me, because it's not. That's why sometimes I blame Rúben, because he's playing as if he doesn't know these players. He's playing as if he doesn't know how they work or what makes them tick or how good they are. He trained them into play as if it's like you go here, you go here, you go here. Coach, I can play 10. Can you play 10? Oh yeah, go you. Coach, I can play 11. Oh yeah, you go there. I think that's how he's playing, because you can't tell me that you put a player that is not performing match in, match out.
Like who?
Okay, now let me actually put it this way. My problem with him is the positioning. Let me emphasize critically on it. And why I'm saying this is because our attack, and I keep putting about Bruno. If you think that Bruno is not fit for you to be in the midfield, put him in the false 9. It's better for me, because obviously he's going to drop into the midfield.
Right.
Putting Rúben in the left hand side, he's going to drop into the midfield, leaving that place open. And we have Dalot running into that space who doesn't know what to do with the ball. If you watch all the whole match that that Bruno played from the left, that left side is dead. It's as if nothing's happening there. But when you see only Ahmad on the other side, but when you have some players who are actually athletic, like you said, that you need to be an athlete first before you become a footballer. Yeah. You have players like Rashford, given the strikers, they run. How can you be overtaking or going or even doing overlapping when you have players like Garnacho? You can't do that. You can't do that when you have players like Rashford. Even though he's not really. You can't try it. He'll run you up. You're aiming your opponents against you. But and it's not working.
Another thing is, the player staying fit. You've said Diego, that look playing on the left. Yeah, Malacia has been out for 18 months. He just
about it. Luke Shaw has been
he's been out as well. So who is reliable? He will look at the squad and like, who is going to be reliable? Like, he has given everybody, to me, he has given all those players the chances.
Believe of that. Yes, he gave them belief.
Look at the game he played. Which game was that? Again, he played Malacia on that wing and dragged him out after the first half. Like, it's reliability now. It's more of, come and save my soul.
Come and save my soul. And there's only thing I love about Rúben is he doesn't take nonsense. If you're not performing, out.
Go out.
Zesky own was I don't like his style of play, but I felt like crying for him because
if he didn't do that, would have been 5-0 down.
this is something I know that Eric Ten Hag would not do.
Yeah,
he would like to see it through,
and that's what kills.
Yes, I never seen since the first I'm seeing his okay first half. He didn't changes immediately.
I think it was the 33rd minute. It dragged him, pulled him out.
Sometimes second half you're out on that person's
and you saw the stability, you saw how he wants to play, and I feel the idea is there. It's just
we don't have the tools.
We don't have the tools. It's like trying to make a drawing, but your pencils are not sharp.
You said that LO player, you need a good overhaul of players. Who do you think, like, which position do you think we need more?
The final the attacking positions. Like I said, the best form of defense
is attack.
Is to attack. We need more in the final third. If we have up to 100 Amats, players that can stay up to 100% like Ahmad in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Yes,
just 2 weeks. I'm not talking about the full season. Players that can stay up for 2 weeks won't be here.
Can you remember the last time you scored from outside the box?
No.
Can you remember the last time you scored outside the box? I can't remember, right?
The only goal outside the box I can remember was Pogba against West Ham. I can remember the year.
Oh my God, you're going that far. Come on. It's not too bad that for a long time we're trying. We don't have the players that can do it right now because we don't have, and
it's not even about having the players that can do it.
Casemiro did it.
Yeah, it was Leicester.
That was a
the thing
goal.
is, do we get ourselves in that position where we can try from outside the box? It's one thing, trying to play, outside the box. It's another thing getting to those positions. How progressive do we play to that point that our players can? We get more behind the ball.
We do get, but if you look at it this way, I'll tell you that we have very poor conversion rates.
Very, very. Our conversion rate is awful.
I know how many balls we miss. This is something that's only just one. Sometimes we don't have people say opportunity comes only but one. But in Manchester United, opportunity comes but every day because they're getting the opportunity every single time and they're wasting it. It reminds me of Adebayo of Arsenal that will actually miss 20 chances and score 1 and 2 and rejoice. So it's still something here. Players are being wasteful.
At times, the chances we do create chances, but we don't bury them. But at times, what I tend to look at again is this: what do we do in training? Like, do we get ourselves to play more of those finishing things in training so that look at Arsenal. Arsenal don't rely on one person to score goals. You have Gabriel now scoring goals. You have everybody firing from more cylinders. So in terms of creating chances, we do create chances, but we shouldn't be relying on one person to convert the chances. So every other person should get themselves in that position, try to score, get your defenders. When last did the defenders score for us? Let's progress, move the ball, get in there, do what we have to do, and let's leave the pitch. But when we get there, it's as if we are coming for an Afro beat show. It just looks as if we are coming for an Afro beat show. Everybody's like, day your day. But this is a team sport. Everybody should get together and.
All right, it's really quite an interesting one for you, idea. I say thank you so much for having me coming down here in this studio to have this wonderful information from you. But now, in a nutshell, before we actually play the last game we normally play for the one who comes to Blaqsport Podcast, how do you think that Manchester United is going to do head on right now in our next game that's going to come forward? What do you think is the prediction? Is it going to be business as usual?
That's a big game we have tomorrow. We have Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
And
what's the prediction on that?
It's gonna be a draw.
Whoa.
A 1-1 draw.
Whoa. Okay.
That's what I feel, because this is more like a rivalry game, and when games like this come, form flies out of the window. So you see players that were not doing well step up their game. So I want to tip United. It's going to be a draw or United to win, because I was looking on the bookies today and I saw that they gave Manchester United nine odds to win. I think Liverpool had about 1.28 or something. So it's this type of games that, you know, and it's the first game of the year, so they want to set the record straight. So to me, I'll be a fan here, true and true. Okay. So it's either United win or a draw.
All right, that's actually very good. This is coming from ID. Give the prediction of 1-1. Is it 1-1 draw or just
1-1 draw? Yeah,
1-1 draw or
I feel tomorrow. Yeah,
a win.
Your United win. Yeah.
What the scoreline?
United could do a 2-1 win again. 2-1
win. So that means it's a go-go situation in this year.
Yeah.
So regardless, so you're saying what I take between these two things is that they're going to be a go-go. So
yeah.
You can actually work with that. Let's see how that one goes.
Take it and thank me later.
So who do you think is going to score? Who do you think is going to score?
Who scores for us again?
Ahmad. So we're going to see Ahmad on the scoreline tomorrow. So please, you have it for us.
Ahmad on Salah.
Oh, okay.
Salah has us in his pockets.
I've also been there. I've also been scoring like Manchester United. It's like, it's a normal thing. Okay, so it's been a wonderful time. So before what we normally do here, anytime you come to Blaqsport Podcast, we normally end it with a game, and it's also a particular kind of game that we're going to still do, in which I will say a name of a club.
Okay.
And you start on that club with the last letter
of the one you end with.
Yes.
All right.
So we'll see who runs out. Okay.
Clear truth.
Okay. So he's ready. So I'm going to give him the honors. So you start first, please.
Newcastle.
That's the E, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
5 seconds gone.
You have to count that. Oh my god. That was a nice one. I keep losing to my first ticket for the year. That's an amazing one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Edie. It's good to have you here. And don't forget to actually follow Edie right there on his handle on IG, and also keep streaming Blaqsport Podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, also on Apple Podcasts, and all our podcast platforms. Also follow us on our social media platform on Facebook. Also follow us on X, follow us on Instagram at Blaqsport Podcast. And please stay glued, put a notification on, because we're dropping this every single week. We're also going to give you everything you need to know about sports in general. Don't forget that this is Let's Talk Sports. And I'll be your host, like always, Insonet Uche. And I'll be signing out here with ID on the studio. Do you have anything to say to us, please, ID?
Yeah, to all Manchester United fans out there, let's not lose hope. Keep supporting. The glory days will come again.
All right, I like that. So we still look forward to the glory days, because that's only where my eyes is. Okay. Yeah, see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Ciao. Let's get very close, baby.
Man,